In 1952, Leyland built a beast. To keep production simple, engineers squeezed an 11.1-liter displacement into the exact exterior frame of their smaller 9.8-liter engine. Its true genius layout was versatility. It could be mounted vertically for heavy trucks or flat on its side, horizontally, beneath bus floors to free up passenger space. It was practically unkillable. Ultra-reliable 6.1-liter inline-6 turbo diesel delivering 160 horsepower. It generates an impressive 510 newton-meters of torque at low revs, maintaining high pulling power under strain. Weighing just 485 kilograms due to its radiator-free setup, it consumes a highly efficient 22 to 25 liters of fuel per hour under heavy farm or industrial loads. It completely lacks a radiator, water pump, and coolant hoses. The Fairbanks Morse Model 32E is a massive, legendary piece of industrial history. Introduced in the mid-1920s, the Model 32 series became the literal heartbeat of roaring 20s and 30s infrastructure. It is a masterclass in extreme simplicity. The 32E has absolutely zero intake or exhaust valves, push rods, or overhead cams. Instead, it uses a unique backflow scavenging design, drawing air straight through the crankcase ports as the giant pistons move. With so few moving parts, there was almost nothing to break down. The V234 engine powering the legendary T-34-85 tank was a true masterpiece of wartime engineering. It wasn't just a basic motor, it was a high-tech powerhouse built to survive brutal conditions. This engine was revolutionary because it was made of lightweight aluminum and ran on diesel, which didn't catch fire as easily as gasoline. Originally designed for aircraft, its raw power was repurposed for the mud of the Eastern Front. Beyond the T-34-85, versions of this exact engine powered heavy KV and IS tanks, tank destroyers, and artillery tractors across Europe. The tractor is powered by a Rolls-Royce C-Series engine. It is incredibly rare to see the emblem of a luxury car manufacturer on a muddy, brutal industrial bulldozer. To protect the tractor's final drives from shearing under pure muscle, the massive 12.2-liter engine was actually intentionally detuned, derated, from its original 200 horsepower capacity down to 135 horsepower. This gave the engine a nearly unkillable lifespan because it never had to sweat or run at its absolute mechanical limit. The T-41 packs a heavy-duty American heart into a custom European body, balancing high tractive effort with light axle loads. The T-41 is a true transatlantic hybrid. While its Danish counterparts featured dual driving cabs, the Swedish T-41 was built as a bold, single-cab machine. Furthermore, it utilized a clever three-axle bogie system, where only the outer axles were powered, to spread out its weight. This gave it an incredibly low axle load of just 14 tons, allowing a massive mainline engine to safely cross flimsy, lightweight regional tracks. Nicknamed 2.6 bits by old-school truckers for its 275 horsepower rating, this engine was unique because it relied on a gear-driven root supercharger rather than a turbocharger. This gave it a legendary, throat-clearing bark under load and instant throttle response. It was the absolute pinnacle of diesel power in the mid-1950s. The legendary MTZ-50, widely known as the Belarus, is a true icon of mid-century agricultural engineering. The D50 engine was a masterpiece of pure, unadulterated mechanical reliability. It used a distinct swirl chamber combustion design that allowed it to run smoothly on low-quality fuel without clogging. It completely lacked complicated electronics, meaning a farmer could field repair it using basic hand tools and a bit of ingenuity. The Ferguson TF-20 is an absolute legend in agricultural history. Affectionately known as the Little Gray Fergie, this specific model brought rugged, affordable diesel power to everyday farmers in the post-World War II era. The TF-20 swapped out fussy petrol TVO systems for a reliable 2.1-liter Standard Motor Company diesel engine. Delivering 26 horsepower, its game-changing feature wasn't raw power, but Harry Ferguson's revolutionary 3-point hydraulic hitch system. It stopped the tractor from flipping backward if an implement hit a rock, saving countless lives. During the American oil boom of the early 1900s, standard fuel logistics didn't exist out in the wilderness. The Weber engine solved its own supply chain problem through sheer ingenuity. Instead of requiring hauled fuel, it tapped directly into the raw, unrefined natural gas, rising straight out of the very well it was pumping. It literally consumed the byproduct of its own labor to keep running. The TRANSMASCH V12 is a legendary brute of an engine. Originally designed in the 1930s, it is arguably the most influential heavy diesel engine ever created. For its era, it was a technological masterpiece wrapped in a rugged shell. While other nations used heavy, cast-iron gasoline engines, the Soviets built the TRANSMASCH out of lightweight aircraft-grade aluminum. It featured 48 valves, direct fuel injection, and dual overhead camshafts. Even weirder, it had an asymmetrical stroke. The right cylinder bank had a slightly longer piston stroke than the left bank due to the master and slave connecting rod design. Because it was so reliable, it was adapted for marine boats and industrial generators. Today, it has found a wild second life in Europe as the ultimate powerhouse for extreme custom tractor pulling machines. A monstrous 10.3-liter single-cylinder engine powers this 3.4-ton mechanical titan. Generating 45 horsepower at just 630 RPM, it prioritizes pure, unstoppable low-end pulling power over speed. It lacks modern fuel injection, relying instead on a simple, low-maintenance hot bulb ignition system to burn fuel. Starting this tractor was an entire workout. It had no key or electric starter. First, you had to heat a metal bulb on the front of the engine with a blowtorch for 20 minutes. Once it was glowing red, you literally pulled the steering wheel out of the dashboard, shoved it into the side flywheel, and forcefully yanked it to manually crank the engine over.